Let's cross live now to Paris and speak to Adefemi Akisoya. Hello, Femi. So on a lighter note,
Hi, Adesowa, how are you doing?
Great, great, great. On a lighter note, we saw you were able to, you managed to ask President Bola Tinubu if it wasn't too cold, and I hope you're also keeping warm yourself. But what did you make from the response and the rapport between both presidents and the first ladies?
Well, they were definitely in very high spirits, very, very jovial. As you said, the president joked about how he had brought the sun with him to Paris. And I'm hoping that sun will shine on me right now, because it is freezing in Paris tonight. That being said, I do think that being able to get that moment with them in very light spirits is a hallmark of the first day of this state visit. There was definitely positive vibes and happiness going around, not just with the presidents and their first ladies, but indeed delegations from both countries. And it has been quite a busy day for everyone involved. President Bola Tinubu and of course President Emmanuel Macron met together today very early in the morning at the Hotel National des Invalides, and they had a beautiful reception there, lots of music, the handshaking, and then later on in the morning they moved down to where we are right now, which is the Palais d'Élysée in central Paris. And there again they had photo opportunities, but then they got to talk more one-on-one, having these private bilateral meetings. Again, we do know that President Bola Tinubu came with quite a hefty delegation of federal politicians from Nigeria too, all of them meeting their French counterparts and discussing ways in different areas they can negotiate and facilitate ties, which was the entire purpose of this trip. The First Ladies too also had quite a busy day. We do know that First Lady Brigitte Macron and Senator Oluremi Tinubu were able to collaborate today and are planning to do more of the same over the course of this week or the rest of the week, looking at vulnerable communities, looking at women and children and how to best protect those subsections of society, and especially doing that under the umbrella of the Senators' initiative, looking at these certain demographics. So again, a very, very positive day so far. But then when we're looking at the specificity of what we've been hearing, it brings me to the press conference which took place in the early part of the afternoon. We did see both presidents again in very high spirits come and speak very encouragingly about each other. And I think that the common theme of this visit has been mutual benefit. This is not just Africa, this is not just Nigeria coming to the West with their arms open, with their hats open rather, looking for investment and just money, as though there hasn't been a mutual trade-off between the two of them. It was great to hear President Emmanuel Macron say that Nigerian businesses, especially in banking and finance, have already given so much to France in this line in terms of investment. So it does show and position Nigeria as a force to be reckoned with. So often when we talk about bilateral relations between the developing world and the quote-unquote developed world, usually there's a feeling of exploitation, of one person having a stronger hand over the other. But in some areas we were able to see that Nigeria does stand on its own two feet so well that it is able to outstretch its own policies, its own businesses, its own entrepreneurship, its own money back into other parts of the world. So it was quite an encouraging bit to discuss. But of course, Nigeria does have areas of improvement, and the president did touch on that earlier, especially when he talked about security. He did tease the idea of some sort of collaboration between France. When you look at security specifically, he thanked President Macron for his promises, he said, and we haven't been able to get real information, specific information about what those promises are, whether it's going to be manpower, direct investment, or any of the like. But again, there is going to be a lot more time and opportunity, hopefully, for more information to come out. Talking about information, they did talk extensively about education, about Nigeria's young population, which is already educated, but also talked about how more educational support is needed in Nigeria to be able to really make the most of the huge population we have and harness this soft power to the betterment of the country. So all in all, I would say that the first day of this supposed 2 to 3 day visit has been quite successful in terms of the feasibility of people coming together and talking about what prospects they have for the future in their own countries. And it's not just one country having the might of the other. We are still stood outside the palace, and the state dinner is ongoing. It is closed door, unfortunately. You know, I put on a fantastic dress thinking that we'd be able to participate, but we were on the sidelines of the red carpet, got to see and speak to as many people as possible, and as you saw, have that lovely moment with both presidents and their wives, speaking to Arise exclusively, albeit for a few minutes. So all in all, a positive day, and we'll keep on going tomorrow.
Indeed, a beautiful wrap-up. Thank you so much, Adefemi Akisanya. We hate to keep you out in the cold and, of course, missing that dinner with your beautiful dress. Thank you so much, Adefemi Akisanya. We'll catch up again with you tomorrow.